Okay, sorry, trying to get the orientation here. Hmm? Hmm? It's off my head. Hmm? Okay. Hi everyone, sorry. Trying to get this ready. Okay, all right, there you go. Okay, hello everyone. You're welcome to this live video with me, Esther Emmanuel, your favorite special need coach. All right, today I came online to, give you a review of the Special Needs Awareness Summit we had on the 9th of June in Lagos, Nigeria. I know a lot of us wished we were there, especially those that were not in Lagos. So, and you've reached out. We want to know what's going on. I know you've checked the Bloom Right Instagram page, you've checked our Facebook, and you've seen a lot of pictures and video. And so I know that you want to also, share in what we have benefited on that day. So yeah, I'm here to just, give a recap on what we have, benefited, on what we enjoyed on SNAS Day. It was a good time. I mean, one of the highlights for me was that I had to meet a lot of people physically, a lot of parents, professionals, teachers that had been on the Bloom Rights WhatsApp platform for years, for 2 years, 1 year, some months, so it's more like a reunion, everybody meeting, one another, gisting, and it was a good time. It was more like a family reunion, so I enjoyed the energy. I enjoyed the peaceful, the warmth, the friendship atmosphere. It was a good time. People came in. We started with assessment. Actually, we one of the highlights of special the SNAS event was that there was going to be a free assessment, which happened, first on that day. So people came in with their words, with their young stars, to have them assessed. And a lot of professionals are volunteers. Right now, I must just give a shout out to them. They were amazing. Everybody came on time, and then the assessment went on smoothly. Every parent that came for assessment was attended to. No one left without being attended to. It was just amazing. I mean, I'm so surprised as to how people would just, just give themselves up to service like that. Is amazing. And really, I want to say thank you again to all the volunteers of SNAS 2025 Lagos. I mean, without you, this event wouldn't have been a success, but you gave yourself you gave your service, you gave your time, resources too. So thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we started with assessment and it went on. So as assessment was going on, along the line we started the event with the national anthem. A lot of friends had come in at that time. Our guests were seated. They came quite early as well. So we had an open address from Mr. Chima, who happens to be my husband. He's been amazing, so I'm giving a shout out to him right now. He organized SNAS and made sure all the volunteers were carried along, and everybody was just, I mean, it was great. So he opened the program and gave us the welcome speech and encouraged us to, to look forward to more SNAS events. So, don't worry, SNAS is coming to your to your doorstep very soon. So there'll be SNAS Port Harcourt, SNAS Ghana, SNAS Abuja, SNAS Ibadan, SNAS Akure. Think about wherever you are, coming to you. The theme for SNAS is was inclusion and parental involvement in special needs. So it's quite a profound theme. It was a thoughtful one. We know that there is a need, especially there is a gap when it comes to inclusion here in Nigeria. Most parents who has kids with additional need find it difficult to get a school, a mainstream school for their kids, for their children, without being separated or segregated, or attended to properly as they should. And then we also notice that when parents are more involved in the intervention of kids with special needs, there's always a difference. So we decided to create this awareness with this theme, knowing that these kids can actually live up to their full potential if every of these parameters, every of these things are in play. So it was a wonderful one. It was an eye-opener. After then, we had the first section from Dr. Tosin Babalola, UK. She was amazing. She was amazing. I'm going to, because a lot of people have been asking me for her section, like her that they need to get to listen to her over and over again. Sometimes when you just sit down and hear some words, as much as it sounded so good at that time, it has not really sunk in. You need to go by it again. You understand what I mean? Yeah. So I'm going to do that for us. Yeah, so I'm on my page here, on my channel here. I'll upload a section so that every one of us can come back on this page and watch the section. It was really a profound one. Do you know that when she was young, she was diagnosed of autism, Asperger's really, and also ADHD. Imagine those two combos. But right now, she's a speaker at SNAS. She's a doctor, and then she read inclusion as, that was one of our course of study in a master's degree. So it's just amazing how she grew from being someone on the spectrum and has ADHD to a speaker to a doctor, someone making a difference in this world. So you see that there is hope for our kids. It's not don't look at that child and say, no, I don't even know what to do, let me just manage you. No, don't. Give your best to them. So Dr. Babalola encouraged us, using herself as a testimony that if she can be this, then there is hope for every child with additional need to reach their full potential if all, everything needed is in play. Okay, so just like I said, I don't want to go over it again and again. Just come back to my page. I'm going to upload it probably next week or this weekend or next week. You'll just see the notification if you have if you have subscribed to this channel. So if you haven't, you won't get the notification. So this is a clue for you to subscribe to this channel so you can get that notification. Yeah. So that's what I'm going to say about that. But that section was powerful. I'm sure everyone who attended SNAS cannot forget that section. Everybody keeps talking about Dr. Babalola's section. It was amazing. It was a wonderful one. Yeah. And you can please put it on the comment section if you also felt the way if you felt the way I felt that day. I was shaking, I was tapping my feet and leg, listening to her. It was a wonderful one. So after then, we had a very, very brief section of Natasha Gray. She just quickly explained to us the strategies that teachers can use, to teach children with special need in the classroom. And then she made mention of using UDL. And I also know that as a special need coordinator too, I had done a training, yes, on inclusive education, and that is actually one of the strategies I know. And she also explained that, so, reinforcing that one of the strategy where you can use as a teacher to include children with special need is doing the universal design learning in the classroom. I'm not going to go into details of UDL. I'm just going to tell you that when the time comes, you should subscribe to that training so that you can learn. The truth is, if you don't, as a teacher, is that time where we are not even going to wait for governments to say, let them train us again. It's time to self-train yourself. It's time to develop yourself with these strategies, because the truth is you can't gather a lot of children in the classroom, like this, and then you'd expect that all of them are the same learner, they have the same learning style, and they are all the same. No, you will definitely see some differences. You definitely see some of them that are, that have these challenges, maybe reading challenge, maybe learning difficulty. How do you integrate these people? How do you integrate these wonderful kids in the classroom? So you have to self-develop yourself. You have to train, you have to learn, you have to seek for knowledge. Yeah, so I'm sure that was what she talked about during our section. Then for me, you're especially good. I took the third section, and then I basically spoke to parents, trying to see how we can empower parents, to be involved and also work with children with special need, at home. How can parents also, work with children with special need? I'm trying to get my lecture note. Let me just do a recap. Since I'm here live, I could just do that for you, right? Okay, so I know I mentioned a few points on how parents can actually help their kids at home. Basically that's what I do, even on our Bloomright WhatsApp platform every day, Monday to Friday. That's what I do. The reason is I believe so much that parents are their first the first therapist of your child. You are the advocate of your child. So you need to be empowered. You need that knowledge. You need to know how to deal with your child with additional needs. Okay, so that's what I basically talked about. So of course, the first thing I said was that I want everyone to think about this. What do you think is that one thing you wish you knew before you became a parent of a child with special need? What do you think that someone, maybe what do you think you knew? Do you understand? Now, I want you to put that in the comment section. If you're here live with me, you can type it out. If you come back to this video, you can also type that. I really want to know. I want to get your feedback, yeah? Okay, so so that's just it. I know it could be challenging, it could be an uphill task to have a child with special need. I know it's not easy. And right now, I want to give kudos to every parent. You're doing well, you're trying, you're doing really great. But one thing you should do, as I said on that day, is acceptance and understanding. Okay? You need to understand and accept your child. Yes, I know it's not easy to say, this my child cannot walk, this my child cannot talk, and you just want to accept it like that. No, acceptance doesn't mean you just leave it. Acceptance means you are up to speed with the reality that, okay, this is something going on with my child. How do I, intervene? How do I work best? That's you understanding the child. That's you accepting it, because when you accept it, you're opened up to to what to do, to the right intervention for your child. Okay, yeah. So understanding doesn't mean you have all the answers. Understanding doesn't mean you know what to do, but you're willing to learn, you're willing to listen, you're willing to adapt. Do you understand? That's what it means. You are recognizing your child's needs, and you understand that unique, that That need is unique, and they deserve to be supported. That is what it means by, understanding your child. Acceptance is also like you're embracing your child's strengths, and the challenges. You know their challenges, you know their strength. Okay, you are embracing it. That's acceptance. It's not good to live in denial when you see the reality in front of you. The more you deny it, the more it takes time for you to, start doing what you should do as a parent. So it's important that you come to that realization, you come to that understanding, and that's what, I shared, with parents. So of course, I went on to give a lot of strategies on how best to work, with children at home. What are the things you need to do? I talked about creating a daily routine, which is very important. If you are a parent who have a special need child, just create a daily routine. It helps their independency. It even helps you. They become aware of what they need to do over time. It helps them to cope with their environment, just establish that consistent daily schedule, for your child. You can use visual schedules if, verbals instructions are not good now. You can do that. You can create a visual schedule. Probably you can work with your child's therapist to help you do that. It's okay. You can go online. There's a lot that you can check online. AI is there to help us. Please use it. Yeah. Okay, so we also have using positive reinforcement is a powerful thing. Most times we use negative reinforcement, but then there is something we call positive reinforcement. Having your child to see their strength. Sometimes we focus more on what they cannot do and leave what they can do. So let your child see and know what they can do. Make them know that you are aware that they have the strength. You're positively reinforcing them that way. If your child finish a task, give your child thumbs up, high five, give them something tangible sometimes, so it's okay. It's okay. Then break down tasks into manageable steps. Don't give them too much to do. Break it down. Take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Don't overburden yourself and don't overburden them. I remember one of our speakers, she said, I was going to get there, but let me just borrow what she said. Mrs. Amaka, she's a parent and she was on the panel section. She said that if you think that you are facing, you're down, um, you're facing a lot of things with your child, like you're down, you're not happy, you're feeling pressured, your child is feeling 10 times more of that. That was what she mentioned. And I think that is true. Okay. So you just take it one step at a time, cut down everything you want them to learn. Cut it into manageable steps. Don't let it be too much. I want my child to start eating. That's bogus. That's ambiguous. Cut that skill down into chunks. Okay? Cut it down into chunks. You can probably focus on holding spoons, you know, before then probably focus on putting food in the mouth, then probably focus on washing hands, just little. Don't just make it so ambiguous. You understand? That helps, and you'll be able to track their progress that way. You understand? Okay, so all of those things are what I mentioned. I talked about communication, strategies as well. I come back communication strategy. Okay, but you have to use simple, clear language when you're dealing with kids with special need. It's very important. Use clear language, use language they can understand. It's quite important. Okay, so I said every child is unique. I always say that, and that every person self that God has created, we are all unique in our own ways. Okay, look at me. I'm shining dark. You see another person, light, bright skin. We are all different. So also our kids. with special needs or not, we are all different, we're unique. So it's important that, we are patient, we are flexible with them, okay? We are open to try, new approaches. Okay, we work together with your child's therapist is very important. You have to be involved in the intervention your child is going through. If your child is, oh no, okay, I guess we knew what just happened. This is Nigeria factor right now. All right, so I'm just going to um okay, so I don't know. I know you can hear me. We've all seen our you know my face already. So my voice is what is important now. So I'm just going to go on until the light comes up. It's well. Okay. All right. So basically that is what I mentioned. That is what I shared on SNAS Day, and I think it's also profound. It's also powerful. I think every parent should look into being involved in your child's therapy, being involved in what your child is doing. Okay, so and then we went into the panel section, which was one of the highlights where we had to talk about inclusion. We had we have Dr. Tosin Bolarinwa, who is a school head. She came, and we have Mrs. Amaka, who is a parent and also a stylist, a business owner, and then we also have Mrs. Chukwemeka, who is a specialist, a professional, and she also has an inclusive school. And then I have me being the moderator. So having all of these people together in one place talking about inclusion was wow. They all brought in their perspective from their point of view as a parent. What are the challenges of inclusion? As a school owner, as a teacher, as a professional, they all said, things that matters. And I knew everyone got the idea. And by the end of the panel discussion, we all, agreed that more schools need to come up to speed when it comes to inclusion. Teachers need to go for personal training. Parents also needs to be involved in their kids, daily, what they do in school. So it was just a beautiful time. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. And the last we did to crown it all was the section Dr. Habila Talatu. She's been on my page before. I've invited her, when she talked about nutrition, and that's what she came to do in SNAS again. She came to talk to us about how nutrition can help children with special need. It was a wonderful time. Parents got that. I mean, like how nutrition can actually change. She played us a video of Daniel, her son. Daniel was farming. Daniel is already rearing turkeys and chicken, and he's on the autism spectrum, but he's doing great. He's independent. She actually used, nutrition and other therapies too. I know I've seen Daniel's video, playing basketball. I've seen Daniel's video doing speech therapy. So she didn't just stop at nutrition, but nutrition was one of the main things she used. And then she shared to all parents on that day. She said something. She said, food is medicine. You need to help the guts of those children. Most times they always have guts problem, especially those on the autism spectrum. And she mentioned that we need to look at, elimination diets, different elimination diets, whatever works for your child. But it's important that you don't feed them with junks. She said a lot of things. I can keep going on, but snacks was just a package. The awareness program was a package. I know anyone that attended could testify to this. Okay, so here's my recap, but then I also want to hear from you. I also want to hear from every one of us, especially if you attended SNAS. You can come to the comment section and tell me what you gained, what's your experience like. Let people know, okay? And then if you did not attend, please come to my page. I'm going to upload Dr. Babalola's video, at least that you could watch, and it will, it will help you. And don't worry, snacks might just come to your doorstep very soon. All right, so thank you everyone for joining me on this live section. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Please come to my page again, and if you have not subscribed, just click that subscribe button. Encourage me with that, and let's share this video to more parents and teachers and families that needs to hear this. I drop tips on how best our parents and teachers can work with children with special need. That's what I do, so you get a lot of value on this channel. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you everyone, and see you again next time. Bye bye.